What to say when your client says, I need to think about it. Hey, what's up? This is Pete here, and in this short video today, I want to share a simple tip that will help you to overcome that dreaded, you know the one, when your client is on board and they're saying yes all the way through the consultation, and then you get to the point where you ask for the sale and they say, I need to think about it. What do you do in that situation? I know what it feels like. I've been there too many times myself, wondering, how do I get out of this? Why is this person wasted their time being here? Why am I wasting my time speaking to them? But bear with me, because in the next few moments we are going to change that. So the next time you hear those dreaded 6 words, I need to think about it, you will know exactly what to say. So if you've sold anything in your life, then you would have definitely heard those words before, I need to think about it. And I get it, because it can be one of the most awkward situations to handle, because you literally think, I don't know what to do at this point and I don't know what to say. So what we're going to do in this video is break it down to 2 things. Number 1 is the psychology of why somebody says, I need to think about it in the first place. And number 2, I'm going to give you a simple and straightforward tip, so the next time your client says, I need to think about it, you will know exactly what to say. So let's get into this whole buyer psychology and why your client says, I need to think about it. The reason why somebody says, I need to think about it, is because we didn't get them to think about it on a deep enough level during their time with you. So it's very important to know that your clients can only buy from their current level of awareness. So if they've not done any deeper thinking about their problem or the solution that they need, and they've still got the same level of awareness at the end of a meeting or a consultation with you as to what they had at the beginning of the consultation, it only makes sense that they will say, I need to think about it. And that's why check out all my other videos here. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because within my other videos, you're gonna find loads of hints and tips of the right kind of questions that you can ask, because there's no shortage of great answers from your client, but there's usually a shortage of great questions from the seller. So make sure you check out those videos after this one. In the meantime though, let's fast forward to you've delivered the entire sales meeting, everything's gone perfect, and you're still getting the client saying, I need to think about it. So diving deeper into this psychology, we also need to bear in mind a number of other things may have happened along the way. Number 1 is that they don't trust you. I'll talk about that more in just a moment. Number 2 is that they don't yet see the value, but don't make the dreaded mistake when somebody says, I need to think about it, which is talk more about your product and more about how you can help somebody. Because actually, if somebody's not in rapport with you, the more you talk about your product and try to convince them it's the right thing, the more desperate you come across, and that actually puts your client off even more. Ultimately, what you want to make sure of is that you're always in great rapport with your client. So let's go back to where I mentioned that your client may not trust you. Now that sounds pretty harsh, doesn't it? But it's true. At the end of the day, if you're offering a solution and you're saying this is going to make a significant change in your life, or if you help companies in your business and they're having to invest money with you, well, it might not be that they don't trust you. They might not trust that your solution works. They may not trust themselves that they'll follow through with the commitment. And also, yes, they may not trust you directly, because they may have just met you and they don't know about the authority you might have in your marketplace. So all of these things have got to be considered. However, we're going to fast forward again in this video and assume that you've done all the work right. You've actually studied all my other videos on here as well, and you've learned how to sell in a way that's within your integrity and almost feels like you're not selling at all. Of course, you are selling, but it's done in a way purely through positive influence, and you still get, after all of that work, your client saying to you, I need to think about it. This is my direct top tip for you today. By the way, I've got many other tips with this, but this is just one to go ahead with. That your client, when they came to see you, had a goal, whatever it is. Think about that outcome, that thing they've been talking to you about in the consultation or the meeting. Just because they're saying, I need to think about it, they're not saying, I need to think about my goal, because you also need to know that the goal that they have, they will still have when they're telling you, I need to think about it. So it's very important to remember, you're not there just to sell something. You are there first and foremost to help the person in front of you. So what you can do is you can ask the client very nicely. You can say, Mr. or Mrs. Smith, I appreciate that right now might not be the right time to move forward with this solution and everything I presented for you today. However, do you mind if I ask a slightly different question? If you're not going ahead with this solution today, my assumption is you still have that goal. The client will say, well, yes, of course. And you still want to achieve that goal. Is that true? So first and foremost, I am here to help you. Let's forget about this solution for now. What I'd like to ask is that if you're not going ahead with this solution, what is your plan to achieve that goal? And then allow your client to make their own realization that they probably haven't got a plan or a strategy to achieve the goal without you. This needs to be done in the right way, and you probably want to watch this video a few times to really lock down how to say this and put it into your own words as well. But ultimately it's because you're coming from a place of helping someone and knowing that even if they're not going ahead with you, that you still care enough to know that they've got some kind of plan in place. The great thing about this is that it refocuses the client back on their reason why they came to see you in the first place. They think to themselves, actually, no, I haven't got a plan. Okay, well, again, I'm not asking you to go ahead with this, but why don't we take another 10 minutes to actually talk about how you're going to achieve that goal? Because at the end of the day, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, I want to help you. And the only way I can do that is if you're at a point where you know you're ready to go ahead with something. What I love about the psychology of this approach, it's not pushy, but it does refocus your client on the number one thing, which is their goal. And the number one thing must always be the number one thing. So that's it for today's video. Let me know in the comments below. I'll do some other videos on what to do when your client says, I need to think about it. But for now, try this one out and let me know how you get on. I'll see you in the next video.